from the Lola Shea Show. Tune in every Monday at 7 o'clock right here on IAXISRADIO.com for hot topics, cool conversation, and me, your host. Gotta love it. See you there.
IAXIS Radio, the future of radio and podcast. No limit to what we do.
IAXIS Radio, WIAX, the future of radio and podcast. No limit to what we do.
Yes, sir. Welcome to Community Megabytes. I'm your host, DAVON Franklin, and we're going to have a nice, wonderful show for you today, man. We're going to get into some nice, good, wonderful topics. But first, before we get into that, we're going to get into a quick video right quick from my man, Donnie Raj, off of the Good Eats, Volume 1. You know what I'm saying? It's called Ignite. Let's go.
Grown up things right here. Get your mimosa. Bringing my 3-piece out for this one. Yo, School, what up, man?
Ignite my fire. Take me higher for once. I know that you've been waiting on the right time, but I'm telling you right now. I've been waiting on someone. You've been on my mind, outfit, so baby, you know you're getting this good love.
Automatically.
Open up your private office, let's have a discussion. Elevate your mind without pushing any buttons. Take you to the highest floor, no interruptions. Dressed up on a corporate level, looking seductive. Plenty work to be done, you trying to be productive. Papers on your desk, time to make a few adjustments. Push your keyboard to the side instead of rushing. Two familiar faces, smile, no introductions. Do a little role play, fulfilling your fantasies. Climax, eyes rolling back is a guarantee. Co-workers mad at the fact that you got it made. Just because the sun's shining, they still could be throwing shade. Lean over the counter, please don't be afraid. Tell your boss the meeting after lunch has been delayed. I got flames to ignite your fire. Anything that your soul desires.
Ignite my fire. Take me higher for once. I know that you've been waiting on the right time, but I'm telling you right now. I've been waiting on someone. You've been on my mind, outfit, so baby, you know you're getting
It's not lust at this point, the vibes here. Get off at 9, 8:45, I'll arrive there. Dinner reservations for 2, party been lit. Prada shoes, Stuart Hughes blazer in a slim fit. Grown adults, we moving on our own accord. Showing results, a night of fun is the reward. Japanese, Lebanese, Greek or Italian, asparagus, sugar snap peas under the salmon. I was flying by so quick, but who's counting? Lights getting dimmer through the dinner, still lounging. You know the song, let's get it on when they announce it. Something spill, wine on your blouse, then change outfits. One touch leads to many if we allow it. Searching for that fountain of youth, I think you found it. I got the flames to ignite your fire. Anything that your soul desires.
Ignite my fire. Take me higher for once. I know that you've been waiting on the right time, but I'm telling you right now. I've been waiting on someone. You've been on my mind, outfit, so baby, you know you're getting this good love. Take me higher for once. I know that you've been waiting on the right time, but I'm telling you right now. I've been waiting on someone. You've been on my mind, outfit, so baby, you know you're getting this good love.
Sir, yes, sir. Welcome back to Community Megabytes. I'm your host, DAVON Franklin. We're taking a bite out of all community aspects, issues, events, you know what I'm saying, and everything that impacts our communities, you know what I'm saying, positive or negatively, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man, I had a pretty good, couple of days, you know what I'm saying, rested, you know what I'm saying? Getting my mind and my mentals together, you know what I'm saying, to go make, you know what I'm saying, make a few moves or whatever have you not, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's talking, you know what I'm saying, really rough shot about how the economy's working, you know what I'm saying, there's a whole lot of, back and forth with, you know what I'm saying, the economy's working, but the economy's not. So, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna bring my brother in on point of contentions so we can have this discussion, you know what I'm saying, about, the perceptions of our economy. Hey, what's going on with you, bro?
What's up, man?
Not much, man. You know what I'm saying?
In paradise.
Yeah, so it's a lot of conversation, a lot of talk about the economy and, you know what I'm saying, the effects of the economy. And, I guess it all depends on what perspective that you're coming from, you know what I'm saying? It would, it would shape your view or your perception. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, it depends on a couple of things, right? It depends on your education level. It depends on your skill level. It depends on your want to and your willingness to go out there and get things done, get work done. And obviously, it depends on what's available for you while you're in that search as well. So, I mean, it's all encompassing.
Well, I think it more or less has to do with the wages. You know what I'm saying? The wages and inflation. But there's a couple of things, couple of factors. But you know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to break it down to the experts to see what it is. So I want to get to this first clip. You know what I'm saying, right here where Trump. Well, actually, I want to talk about this for a quick little second. Trump, you know what I'm saying, gave the farmers, a $12 billion bailout. You know what I'm saying, to help them along the way, the process of their industry. So we're going to take a look at it right quick. Take a look at this clip.
This afternoon, President Trump unveiled a new multi-billion-dollar aid package for farmers hurt by low crop prices and the administration's tariffs. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent were on hand with the president as he made the announcement, as well as growers of cattle, cotton, potatoes, and soybeans. President Trump described the package as bridge payments to smooth the transition away from the Biden-era economic policies and told Americans how it would work.
This relief will provide much-needed certainty to farmers as they get this year's harvest to market and look ahead to next year's crops, and it'll help them continue their efforts to lower food prices for American families.
CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi joins us now. So, Olivia, tell us what's in this package. And right off the bat, I think we need to make it clear that people are also telling you, even though the president is blaming this on the previous administration, that his own current policies are also one reason why farmers are hurting.
Lindsay, it's good to be with you. Let's talk about the package itself, because there was some discrepancy from when we spoke earlier this hour. The president said it was $12 billion, but his agricultural secretary, Brooke Rollins, says it's actually $11 billion that's going to be in that farmer bridge package, assistance package. That extra $1 billion they are holding back, and they are waiting to hear more from the farmers about where specifically that is needed most to help them. The president also said they're planning to use tariff money in order to send that to the farmers to help them in this time of need. He said we're going to be giving it, providing it to farmers in economic assistance. But it is the tariffs themselves that had caused part of this issue, at least for the soybean farmers, because during the trade dispute with China, they refused to buy any soybeans, meaning that this harvest this last year was basically a wash. And those soybean farmers really struggled with that. So what this assistance today is supposed to do is give farmers the opportunity to buy seed, fertilizer, other items they may need for next season's harvest, since they had such losses this year. So that is the goal of this money. It's not to help from what happened previously. Those losses are already baked in, but it's to help try to give them a leg up, some type of opportunity for the next season.
So U.S. farmers have been advocating for this aid. Why?
Well, the farmers I talked to is exactly what I just laid out right there, was that they have already lost so much. And they're a hardworking bunch, and they don't want to be on government assistance, but they do need it at this point in time. This is the crucial moment when they need it so that they can accurately prep for next season. Brooke Rollins, in that cabinet table meeting there, just said that they're expected to get these funds by February 28th, 2026. So in a couple months, they'll be able to actually have this money. But at least between then, they can go to their lenders, they can go to their farm banks and say, I'm expecting to get this much from the federal government. I need this amount in soil, feed, fertilizer, you name it, of what they need. And hopefully by then, they'll be in a good position so that they can harvest and produce enough for the Chinese, who have agreed to buy more soybeans, to actually be able to buy them. So this is just what's expected to be the first step in assistance. But of the ag groups I talked to, there's still a lot more that they need.
Olivia, thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fair use, you know what I'm saying? We basically use that out of fair use for entertainment and education purpose, as well as to with other clips that we're going to use. But what do you think about the package and the amount that was actually given?
I think the amount that was given was fair. I'm not a farmer, so I don't know exactly what expenses they need and what they have. Coupled along with that, which wasn't mentioned in this video, is the deregulation of the vehicles, including farm vehicles or whatever, which should make them easier to maintain, easier to purchase, cheaper to purchase, and more effective and stuff like that. And so that was something that he was talking about that wasn't in the video. But when it comes down to the 12 billion, all right, 11 billion are going to the farmers. They're going to hold on to the other billion for whatever needs that they specify that they need specifically. And so that's great. The second part of that is exactly what we were talking about earlier in other videos about how the tariffs are supposed to work in the first place. The tariffs are not an end-all be-all. The tariffs are there to bring people to the negotiating table so that you can negotiate a deal that goes on into the future and helps for years to come, or whatever the case is. And so it's working exactly as it was planned. Now, like we've already discussed this before, you know, you're not going to go out there and do 10 push-ups in a day and think that you're going to walk around with the body of Adonis. It's going to take a little bit of pain in order to get to the sweet part of that. Okay. And so the farmers took a hit, and that was by design. It sucks. It hurts. It hurts the farmers. It hurts the American buyer when it comes down what it is that we're trying to do as far as the food is concerned. But in the long run, if the tariffs are not something that has to be worried about because the negotiations have already happened, which it also was specified in that video that China is going to be buying soybeans and all the other stuff that's going on, that should help the economy in the future, and that should definitely help the farmers in the future. So yeah, I'm all for it. It wasn't going to be all pleasure before pain in the first place. It wasn't expected.
Okay. Well, I want to get to this next clip. Discuss it just what we're talking about right here. Let's roll it.
Happening right now at the White House, President Trump is hosting a roundtable discussion with farmers. He announced a new $12 billion aid package to help farmers who are struggling because of his trade war with China. Joining us, Arkansas soybean farmer Scott Brown. Scott, really good to have you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Katie.
$12 billion. How's that sound to you?
Well, I appreciate the help, but it's a far cry from what we need. Just the loss in corn this year with a record crop was over 16 billion. The loss in soybeans at production is around 11 billion. That doesn't count cotton and rice, which are even bigger losses than that.
So this $12 billion is not going to make up for this 1 year? I mean, say China goes back to buying soybeans and other crops as they were buying before this trade war. Is $12 billion not enough to bridge that gap?
Probably not. You've got a lot of boys that's got $400,000 to $700,000 worth of rollover debt that's eat their equity up in the last 2.5 years. They don't have anywhere to go. They don't have anything to do. And you've got guys that are not going to take that ground. So if you don't make everybody whole and let everybody stand on their own 2 feet and get off this hamster wheel of government aid, which is what we all want. The taxpayer wants it. We want it. Everybody wants it. You need to square everybody up. Senator Moran even said it was a $40 billion problem. So, I mean, his own senator says $40 billion, and what's he come up with? $12 billion.
Yeah. Yeah, $12 billion is not $40 billion, I'll give you that. There's also some talk out there. It's an unverified report, but a marketing firm reported that U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer said there's no deal as of now for soybeans from China. That sent the markets, by the way, plunging, the futures.
Yes, ma'am. We lost 60-something cents of the money they gave back, which none of the farmers actually had that money anyway. The elevators got that. Most of us had beans sold early in the fall because we were scared that there wasn't going to be a rally. So this dollar that there was in the rally was actually the elevators got all that money, not us. But yeah, it's backed it up. January beans are sub $11. You've got, with the basis, you've got next year sub $11, and you've got everybody screaming from StoneX down that inputs are going up next year. So we're going to be back here next year if somebody doesn't fix this right and address the problem instead of actually putting Band-Aids on it. And it's
Help me understand, I'm sorry, the mindset of the American farmer, because you're kind of an outlier here on this. But the American farmer has generally gone for Donald Trump, even after the first term when Donald Trump also imposed tariffs and also had to bail out farmers, gave them a big bailout. They came back for him again in 2024, and this is happening all over again, but in an even bigger way. Why does the American farmer support Donald Trump?
You have a large number of farmers that can't separate their morals from their business. They vote their conscience and they vote what they morally believe. But farming is a business. At the end of the day, this is a business, just like a trucking company or a train company. And it's about dollars and cents. It's about what do we make? How much can we make? We have to feed the American people first and then worry about feeding the world. But this is a business. That's what your banker will tell you every year when you go down there. You either cash flow or you don't cash flow. So you either run this like a business or you run this like a hobby. Some guys can't differentiate between the two, and that's about as honest as I can be about it.
Is that what it is? Because they'll also say that Donald Trump is great for business, that they believe in him for business, even when the business is not going so well. We haven't seen a market break among farmers in their support for Donald Trump, even since this has been happening.
Well, I mean, what's good about it? I mean, you've got Arkansas's leading the nation in farm bankruptcies. You've got farm bankruptcies up. You've got profits down. Arkansas will tell you they've lost $6 billion this year in farm income. I mean, ask a banker. They were testifying in Congress, 2 or 3 months ago, screaming and yelling that can the farmer not understand where he's at? I mean, I trucked for years before I farmed. I understood exactly what it cost per mile to haul a load of cattle from Missouri to Kansas. And I had to get above that to make a living, or we couldn't pay drivers. We couldn't pay for insurance. We couldn't run our business. Farming's the same way. I don't understand how come they can't do the math. This is all math to me. It's just a business.
Scott Brown, always really good to have you.
Yeah. They was just getting into the conversation of voting against their own interest. But I want to get your opinion on the clip that we just got finished watching.
Couple of things that stood out to me. America, in and of itself, is a business. Like, it is a country, but it is also a business. And that's why they talk about the gross domestic product, GDP. And so when it comes down to that, once again, these tariffs are supposed to bring the rest of the world to the negotiating table, so that not impacting this year, but years to come and years thereafter, it's good business in favor of the United States. It's putting U.S. first, or putting America first. That's the first thing. I mean, him talking about business, I thought that was fascinating, fantastic. Now, second thing, I'm not a farmer, and I've never had any experience being a farmer, but I do think that when you plant a seed, it doesn't grow the very next day. That's just kind of the way that works, right? And so you need to cultivate, you need to water, you need to fertilize, all that other good stuff or whatever, in order to get that crop to grow. So to expect that something was going to happen overnight is ridiculous. That's the second part about that. Third part about that is, and I loved what he said about this, because that's the American way, that's the American people, or whatever the case is that they're not looking for a handout, they're looking for a leg up. And so, yeah, this is going to hurt, but in the long run, if things go the way they're supposed to, and everybody's negotiating the way they're supposed to, and that foreign countries are investing into American products, American businesses, and whatever at a fair share and a fair rate, which was why the tariffs was there, which is why the negotiations ended up happening, then they're going to be better off in the long run. Yeah, it's going to be painful at first, and they're suffering the pain and all of that other stuff, and you feel sorry for them. But you absolutely feel sorry for them or whatever. But in the long run, when it comes down to the efficiency of the vehicles, or their farming equipment being at a less costly price or whatever, when it comes down to them being able to export their products over to these countries at a fair rate, or a more favorable or an advantageous rate than they were getting before, then this is only going to benefit the U.S. So, I mean, I get it. And of course it was on MS Now, because that's what they do, and they try and spin it. Obviously it's not enough. Yeah, obviously it's not going to be enough, but in the long run, this should balance itself out the way it's supposed to. And that's what I have trust in.
Okay, well, I want to get well, see, while this trade war is going on, and I also took note of the fact that their advisor wanted to give the farmers $40 billion, but the administration said no, but yet they gave $40 billion to Argentina. That's another subject altogether. But I want to go into the cause and effect when it comes down to situations like this, because it's like there's also adverse, unforeseen effects that happen when you make those moves. And so we could push time along, because I do have another guest. I want to get into this clip right here, because as the beneficiary, despite the tariffs that was actually put in place, China got a $1 trillion surplus, despite the sanctions and the tariffs that was put in place. So I want to get into this clip right here.
For the first time in history, China's trade surplus topped $1 trillion as the country redirects shipments to non-U.S. markets. In November, exports to European nations, Australia, and Southeast Asia surged, while shipments to the U.S. fell sharply. Economists say Washington's steep tariffs, averaging around 48%, continue to weigh on Chinese exporters' profit margins.
The world's second-largest economy has ramped up efforts to diversify its export markets since Trump took office again. It's been pursuing closer trade ties with Southeast Asia and the EU. Beijing had used Chinese firms' global footprint to establish new production hubs for low-tariff access. Customs data showed on Monday that China's exports grew 5.9% year-on-year. The data showed Chinese shipments to the US dropped 29% in November year-on-year. That was even though the month began with news that the US and China had agreed to scale back some of their tariffs. Exports to the European Union grew an annual 14.8% last month, while shipments to Australia surged by over a third.
As China's exports surpass the $1 trillion milestone, European nations are raising concerns over the growing trade gap. Exports are up more than 5% this year, reaching around $3.4 trillion. European leaders say the imbalance is becoming increasingly hard to ignore. On Sunday, French President Emmanuel Macron warned that if Beijing doesn't address it, Europe could impose higher tariffs on Chinese imports, similar to the U.S. He says Europe is losing momentum in areas like automobiles, technology, and luxury goods. According to the Wall Street Journal, China now makes up around 15% of global exports and nearly 1/3 of all goods shipped worldwide by volume. In other words, for every container coming in from Europe, 4 are leaving China. Meanwhile, China is expanding its exports beyond Western markets, shipping more goods into regions like Africa, Southeast Asia, and Latin America. In Southeast Asia's 6 largest economies, Chinese exports have jumped more than 20% compared to last year, according to the Financial Times. Economists say part of the surge comes from dumping, where Beijing floods foreign markets with cheaper goods and squeezing local producers. That's now prompting tighter import rules and tariff discussions across Asian and European countries.
Yeah, so there's, like I said, there's kind of like an adverse effect. Like, what would you think the reasoning behind having that $1 trillion surplus, despite the sanctions that they were, so it was already.
So it's supply and demand. If other countries want it and they need it and all of that stuff and they can pay for it, then they'll pay for it, and that's where their money will come from. This is the thing that I find fascinating about that, because Macron out there in France is now encouraging the European Union as of 3 days ago to start putting tariffs on China. And so here it is. Trump was this big, bad, evil guy, big, bad, evil orange man putting tariffs on folks to bring people to the table to negotiate and stuff like that. And Europe is now following suit because they know that the imports, and just like they said in that clip or whatever the case is a disadvantage. And so if they're at a disadvantage, they have to do something to bring China to the table as well. And that's fine. With all with the $1 trillion that China is getting, this overwhelming amount and all that other stuff, that's fascinating. It's fantastic, and it's good for China. It's good for business around the world so that we can actually have business with each other. Like I said, interdependency. But at the same time, Europe is following suit because the tariffs worked, and they still benefit the U.S. when it comes down to these people wanting to get out of the tariffs and onto the negotiating table, so that these things are set in stone and the ink is dry on the paper, and this is something that happens back and forth for years to come. It's more beneficial for everybody. But like I said, Europe is following suit now.
Okay. And we're gonna get into this final clip right here, because we're gonna get we're gonna explain on what actually happens, you know what I'm saying, as the adverse effect that I was talking about. This is from Warren Buffett, just a quick little clip of what he was talking about, why this is should be concerning to the American economy about the $1 trillion surplus.
Fair enough.
Building for months. China's annual trade surplus topped $1 trillion for the first time in history. To be precise, it reached about $1.08 trillion over the first 11 months of 2025. Think about that for a moment. $1 trillion. That's more wealth flowing into one country than the entire GDP of most nations on Earth. Now, you might think, well, China's a big exporter, so what's new? Here's what's new. Their overall exports were up nearly 6% year over year in November. Strong numbers. But here's where it gets interesting and alarming. Their exports specifically to the United States plunged almost 29% compared to the same period last year. Not a small dip. Not a quarterly adjustment. A 29% collapse. And this wasn't a one-month anomaly. This marks the 8th straight month of deep, sustained declines in U.S.-China trade. Meanwhile, China's imports rose only about 2%. They're selling to the world, but they're not buying much back. That's the definition of an imbalance. And imbalances in economics, just like in nature, eventually force a correction. The question isn't if, but when and how painful. So let me break down why these numbers matter to you. Whether you're managing a retirement account, running a business, or just trying to understand where the economy is heading. A $1 trillion surplus means China is selling vastly more to the world than it's buying. That's $1 trillion of net demand flowing into their economy, strengthening their position while creating dependencies elsewhere. It's economic leverage, pure and simple. But that 29% plunge in exports to the United States, that's the real story. It signals one of two things, and neither is good. Either American demand has weakened dramatically, meaning our economy is struggling more than the headlines admit, or supply chains have fundamentally shifted away from the U.S. market. Companies that used to rely on American consumers are finding other buyers. That's not a temporary trade dispute. That's a structural realignment. And here's what's driving it. U.S. trade policy. Current tariffs on Chinese goods average nearly 47.5%. That's not a negotiating position, that's a wall. When you make it that expensive to do business, you don't just reduce trade, you redirect it. You force manufacturers and exporters to find new markets, build new relationships, create new dependencies that don't include you. If U.S. consumers and businesses aren't buying, it doesn't just cost jobs at the ports or in warehouses. It rewires the entire economy.
Yes, sir. So these are the unforeseen consequences when you play hardball or such in that manner. Now, I'm gonna give you credit because you know what I'm saying you are correct when it says like there are high prospects. I got this little bit of information right here. It says the U.S. economy in late 2025 shows signs of a strong rebound with robust GDP growth around 3.8% annualized in Q2 in the second quarter, analyzed in the second quarter in 2025, driven by consumer spending and reduced imports, alongside resilient though cooling labor markets and declining inflation, but faces long-term concerns about slowing growth in 2026 and potential impacts of tariffs and trade tension.
All right, and there's the point right there. So you see that people are buying more from China than China is buying from other people, right? Because they have the goods and the services or whatever it is. Okay, so now you have all these other people that are trying to jump in and throw the tariffs or whatever. But the idea, once again, is to get to the negotiating table and to have a fair and balanced trade practice, right? And so the investment that the terrorists brought into like the countries that got brought into the negotiating table, now they negotiated deals and all this other stuff, they're now investing into the US, which should help our economy when it comes down to building things again and manufacturing things again and then being able to sell those things again. It should help increase our education because we now need to be educated in order to do those things like the microchips and all the other stuff that is being invested into bringing into the United States. So that's going to help out in the long run. And I mean, and that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm not really concerned with all the other stuff because like I said, all the other countries are now starting to follow suit because they see the imbalance and they need to get that right. And so, yeah, interdependency, that's what it is.
Well, yeah, but then at the same given time, like what I'm saying, you still is one of the conversations that I actually ran across where they was actually talking about one of the reasons why China is actually is pretty successful with their exporting is that they keep their prices low.
Mm-hmm.
And so
so one of the things that was talked about when it comes down to keeping those prices low, and I haven't been to China, so this is just something that was reported, and I'm just kind of regurgitating that information, right? So let's say you have an iPhone that's out there in China, whatever kind of cell phone it is, right? And because of the price of what it is to build that cell phone is high over here based on the unreasonable amount, like the unfair advantage of us buying parts, chips, pieces, all of that stuff, right? So we're going to charge more for that phone. We send that phone over there. They take, and since there aren't any governing laws or anything like that, copyright laws, all of the other stuff, they can take that phone apart, and then they can build a cheaper phone with cheaper materials, and they can sell it at a cheaper price and whatnot. That's an unfair competitive advantage when it comes down to that. And so, yeah, I mean, it's going to be that way for a while. And the last thing that I wanted to say, I know you're pressed for time or whatever, but the last thing that I really wanted to say about this is that what people need to understand is that Trump's impact on the economy is going to be felt well after his time in office. That's what this whole thing is about. That's what the big, beautiful bill was about. That's what the whole investment thing is about. You're not going to see his impact on the economy until years after he's no longer the president. The only thing we can hope for is that whoever takes the reins after him keeps it moving in a direction that is beneficial for the United States.
Right now, the people that are benefiting the most are the higher ups that actually can, are billionaires and millionaires right now.
Yeah, you know what? That's interesting that you said that, because I had a question that popped into my head. In the whole history of the United States of America, right? In the history of the United States of America, what politician, what president, whoever it is, person that was in office was not about their own self-interest?
Well, see, that's not good for those who can't afford it. Like right now, low income households, they spend a larger portion of their income on necessities. So when prices rise, their budgets are stretched thin quickly. You know what I'm saying? Leading to food insecurity and housing instability. This is the reason why. This is the reason why you have the SNAP benefit program. You know what I'm saying, in place, because you have people that are out here who actually have full-time jobs, but they still can't. They still can't make ends meet to actually feed themselves and their families. So the benefits are actually necessary.
I agree with you on that. But let's circle that back around real quick, because here it is. And this is why the border policy is so doggone important, because Brandon Johnson out there in Chicago decided he wanted to send all of taxpayer dollars to help these illegal immigrants and stuff like that. And guess what? That put them at a deficit to where now they are charging double property taxes for the same people. And it's negatively affecting Black people more so than anything else. And if you look at the videos and stuff like that, I can send you a few of them or whatever the case is. But that's the whole point, because as these people are not investing into this thing that they're taking away from or whatever the case is, and the taxpayers are the ones that are paying that stuff. What else are you going to do? If you start running out of money, what are you going to do? You're going to raise the taxes. You're going to raise property taxes and all that other stuff on the people that are impacted the most, that are putting into the system but are not getting a benefit out of it. And so that's why we can circle right back around to the border policy and all of the things that are being put into place, even if they're not received well, even if they're not perceived well. That's the whole point of everything that's going on, step by step. And like I said before, it'll take years after Trump is out of office for Americans to actually understand the impact of what it is that he's trying to do.
Well, see, the argument would actually work well if they wasn't taking tax cuts for themselves for the rich. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna raise the taxes, or you're gonna raise the rates for the common.
That's the mayor of Chicago. That's not a Trump policy. That's the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson. That's the mayor of Chicago doing that. Also, when it comes down to Tim Walz, who was supposed to be the vice president of the United States, had Kamala won. He's got over $1 billion of fraud going out to Somalis and all the other people that did not put into that. And I'm not talking about all the other people, because they work and they put into the system if they're actually working, but they receive that government assistance, and part of that is going towards terrorism or terrorist organizations. So the taxpayer dollars are once again footing the bill for money not coming back to them and not being reinvested in them. I mean, that's just a fact.
Nah, but okay, I'll give you that, because I want to get back to who's actually affected by what's going on right now. You have seniors on fixed incomes. The inflation erodes the purchasing power of pensions and Social Security, making it harder to afford medications and daily living and expenses. Gig and service workers often lack benefits like sick leave and stable hours. making them highly vulnerable to downturns or reduced consumer spending. Small businesses face small businesses face higher operating costs, inflation, and reduce consumer spending, threatening survival. Racial and ethnic minorities, like you said earlier, often face systematic barriers leading to lower wages and less wealth, making them disproportionately affected by economic shocks. Why are they affected the most? Because higher debt loads. Many Americans carry significant credit card, student, or medical debt, making them more sensitive to interest rate hikes, and income stocks. Limited savings. Less savings mean less buffer to absorb unexpected expenses or job loss. Essential spending. A large percentage of their budget goes to non-negotiables like groceries, rent, gas, which are often hard hit. So, like I said earlier, like I said in the statement earlier, when you only make it but so much, you know what I'm saying, and the cost of living is but so high, it's very high. You have to choose between certain necessities and certain wants and needs. You know what I'm saying, thus making it very difficult for you to go through your everyday life. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You have to choose between whether or not you're going to get daycare for your kid or you're going to go get gas for your car. You know what I'm saying? Okay. We've seen these situations, these scenarios play out before. And right now, you know what I'm saying, you're saying like, yeah, right now the tariffs hasn't even taken full effect. But the price hikes, the American consumer is actually feeling it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so gas is at a low, which affects shipping. Okay, so that you're not having to be charged as much since they're not having to pay so much when it comes down to gas. The groups that were negatively impacted that you mentioned, right? This was what the platform that Trump ran on: no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. These things actually help the American consumer because they're not getting taxes taken away from them for working overtime, for getting tips, and of course, a lot of those companies, restaurants and stuff like that, when it comes down to tips, they'll take the tips in and then they'll divide it evenly amongst the people that are actually getting the tips, even though some of those waitresses or whoever, they're not working as hard as the people that are actually bringing in the money, but they still get to divvy that out. So that's unfair as well. But that's what he was talking about: no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. These are things that have to be built in. And then when it comes down to, I was looking at something else. I'll send you the video. I did not think of it, and sorry for the people that are actually watching that. I can't get you that information at this point in time. But over 50% of those welfare benefits, SNAP benefits and stuff like that, are going to illegal aliens. And so here it is. So they're cutting away from SNAP benefits and stuff like that, is what they're saying, or whatever the case is. But if it's not going to the people that are investing in that, then it should.
I'm gonna have to pump the brakes on that, because it's not mostly going to illegal immigrants. It's mostly going 50%. It's mostly going to rural America, which is mostly white.
Over 50%.
Huh?
It's over 50%.
I don't believe you. Need more people.
I'll send you the info, and then we can play it on the next time when we run a clip. I'll send it to
you. We'll do that, but we're gonna close this segment out, so I can get to my next guest. But
all right,
we're gonna play. We're gonna come back. We're gonna do this again. All right. So play a quick video. We're gonna come back with Edward Arthur right here on Community Megabytes on IAXIS Radio. Let's go,
sir.
Hope to be the best image of you when I'm standing on that hill, bending knee when I come to you, when I need your will. Blessings, blessings, rain down on me. Blessings,
Yes, sir. Welcome back to Community Megabytes with Davon Franklin on IAXS Radio. Before I get to my next guest, I want to clear up that little discrepancy that was had by my brother, man. Yeah, we're gonna have a conversation about this next week, but I had to clear this up, man. Race and ethnicity. Americans of all racial and ethnic backgrounds rely on SNAP. The breakdown of participants are as follows: white non-Hispanic, 35.4%. Black African American non-Hispanic, 25.7%. Hispanic Latino, any race, 15.6%. Asian non-Hispanic, 3.9%. Native American, Alaska Native, non-Hispanic, 1.3%. Multiracial other, 1%. Race unknown, 17%. So I guess you would probably say race unknown, probably undocumented immigrants or whatever have you not. If you want to put that sure is not the largest amount of people that's on SNAP benefits. So I just had to clear that up right there. But I'll talk to you later, bro. But right now we're going to get into my next guest, Mr. Edward Arthur, the author of this of the book, the 10-step man. How you doing, sir? Your mic's mute. Your mic's muted.
How you doing?
All right, yourself, sir.
Appreciate you. See, you just had an interesting conversation.
Yes, sir.
I wish I was in on that.
Well, hey, next time we bring you along for it.
Let me know.
Yes, sir. So you're an entrepreneur / author. Which came first? Should I ask?
Well, I mean, I would say they both came simultaneously. Let me know if you could hear me correctly or if you hear me okay. Okay, yeah, I would say they came simultaneously because when I first started writing books back in 2009, I established an LLC because I wanted to be my own publishing company. So I established a company at the same time that I was writing the book because I wanted to have control over every aspect, every portion of how the book was produced and developed, and then how it would be distributed. So it was a simultaneous endeavor, and I was able to complete that task, and that's been since 2009. And then we've expanded our growth in entrepreneurship since then, but the writing has also been expansive.
Okay. So you started writing in 2009. So talk a little bit about what is it? Author Central Station. That's the name of the company, right?
That's the company part, yeah.
Yeah.
In 2009, we wrote books. That was my first book, as you see on there, is The Gathering at Gethsemane. And then the second book was Something to Battle With, and then the third book was The 10-Step Man. That's my biggest seller. And then came Free Nina, which is a 3-part series. We have 1 part out now. After that, and what you do is you go to conferences in order to try book fairs, conferences, conventions, in order to try to heighten your reputation as well as your book sales. So you're out there constantly. I'm going to national conventions. I'm going to book fairs, etc.
Right.
And you have to travel all over the nation, which can cost a considerable amount of money. You just try, and sometimes you get there after booking a flight, and then you have to rent an Uber or rent a car, book a hotel, stay at conference for a couple of days, and then the registration fee anytime for the conference itself to rent a table is about $1,500 on average. I'm talking about if you go to the big ones, because you have a lot of traffic at those big ones, like in LA and in Brooklyn. Thank God I'm in New York, so Brooklyn is not as bad in terms of, but you still have to haul your material, you still have to purchase your books, and then sometimes at the end of the day you sell 5 to 10 copies, hardly making up the expenses or making a profit. So what I decided to do, and I think I was at the National Baptist Convention in I forget the actual month, but I had my books all laid out, did really well because I know a lot of them, and I said to myself, why am I traveling so far to sell books when I could look at where the traffic is in local communities? And when I looked at where the traffic was in local communities, most of them are at malls. You have shoppers there that are ready to purchase something. And although the increase now of Barnes & Noble is coming back, they're opening about 60 stores in the next couple of years. Okay. But not all malls have bookstores. So I said, why don't I create Author Central Station so that independent authors, and I'm strictly focusing on independent authors, so that they can have a place where they can sell their books in person, interact with customers who are in a place to purchase. And so we established relationships with a lot of malls in Westchester County, mostly up the Hudson River.
Okay.
And we have 4 malls that we're contract and have relationship with. The Palisades Mall, the Westchester Mall in White Plains, the Poughkeepsie Mall in Poughkeepsie, and Jefferson Valley Mall in Jefferson Valley, New York. So all of them mostly up the Hudson, but we established those relationships with them. So we have, especially now for this season, we're trying to help out independent authors and get them into malls so that they can sell their books to actual customers. Because after a while, you exhaust your family list. The majority of people who we are selling to when independent authors create books are your family and friends. And you got about 50 or 60 of them. After that, it's exhausted. You got to get a new market. Right. And Author Central Station was an opportunity to give opportunity for people to get an additional market where they can sell books, where they can increase their emails, their social media right there with customers that never knew them. And our site is set up in a way where you keep in touch with the authors, and the authors keep in touch with the readers, and the readers keep in touch with the authors. And all of them can sign up on our site to connect with people.
Are the authors right there in the stores talking with the customers?
The author has their own booth. The way we set it up is like a kiosk, like in a place like a Palisades Mall. It's a kiosk. They have their kiosk. They set up. They display their books. So if we try to set them up in high traffic areas. We do research to see where the most traffic is in the mall. Most of the time it's in the food court. So we try to get them areas where they can display their books and people are walking by and they could, connect with the people as they're walking by and let them know about their book. So we've done that in a number of malls, and they can talk to the customers. They can talk to the potential customers about purchasing their books. And then afterwards, even if they don't purchase their books, they can always connect with them on Author Central Station and purchase their books there.
What is it about book writing that drives you? What was the inspiration that made you want to start writing books?
I think everyone has a story in some way or another, whether it be academic. I was teaching theology and African American studies for a long time as a professor. And I've always been in school and read a lot of books. And I said, why am I reading other people's books when I could put my own out there? Right. And the inspiration always comes from your own. In every book, I don't care if it's an intellectual book based upon facts and politics or if it's based upon a story. 2 of my books are novels. The other 2 are more nonfiction, not necessarily any particular genre, but just nonfiction. And I write those based upon lived experience. And it's not particularly my experience, but I've encountered people that I can relate to and tell through the lens of them a particular situation or particular story or a particular political ideological perspective. All of that stuff can be obtained. And I just think that people ought to be able to note and to refer back to their story. I think that you do not only you a service in terms of being able to be disciplined and writing it, but also for your children, for those next generations, for those who have biographies. That's a big area because a lot of people have come from other countries and they want to write their book about their lived experience coming from another country to this country and all the hell they went through. People who are born in the South Bronx and rose up to go other places like myself. Right. And they want to talk about how it was challenging, but when I go back to the 80s, I think my book, Free Nita, although it's a novel, it's a lot of truth in that. You know, it's a lot of truth in terms of dealing with the crack during that time, and then going on to college, and then still seeing injustices in the street, no matter what level of socioeconomic position you're in. You're all still going to be targeted and have to face certain conditions, no matter who you are. So I just think that, you know, everybody has a story. It's just a matter of discipline. And these days with AI, you don't have to be as disciplined. You just put it in and let them know, tell us a little bit about yourself, and it conjures up a whole story about you. So anybody could put a book together these days. You just want to make sure it's the truth.
Right. So which do you find that comes to you easiest? Something that you create out of imagination, or nonfiction, or what would you say? Go ahead.
Yeah. And sometimes it just really depends on the mood that I'm in. They both come easy. When I start to write, I could go for days writing because I'm concentrated like that. I just get focused and I'm in it. You know, when you're just like in it, I lock myself up for 4 or 5 days. I'm coming out with 300 pages. It's just me, because I just get so focused into it. And it could be either one. The nonfiction book, like the 10-Step Man, that's really a bestseller. A lot of fraternities, a lot of men's ministries. We've engaged with over 50, 60 of them in order to discuss this book. It came out in 2019, then it was updated in 2023. The COVID really interfered with, the greatness of that book, but we've been restoring it and bringing it back to life. So I've been moving around with it as I'm moving around with Author Central Station of Business. But it's just when you're in that zone, you just feel inspired to want to get a message out there. The 10-Step Man is a book where me as a man, not having a father growing up, it really hit me at certain stages in my life of insecurity, of immaturity, of not connecting like I should with the man who I ought to be. I had to navigate life for myself. And whenever I go out and tell that story, a lot of men can relate. They can relate because either the father was absent, the father was abusive, or the father was great, but he just wasn't connecting. And then some have great fathers. And then in turn, I tell the story in the book how, that makes me a better father. I have 4 kids and they still don't want to leave home. It's like you get to the point where you want to be better than what you didn't have. And so I've always tried to prove that and make that happen. But we go into the political, just like you were with the brother. God bless him. But, we go into a lot of different political issues. There's 10 steps that we establish that a man, and we don't sugarcoat the issues. There's sexual issues we're talking about. We're talking about depression. We're talking about starting your own business. Each section, and it's based upon, if you're familiar with the Bible, it's based upon the whole armor of God. It takes those principles, the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of truth, the feet fitted with the gospel of peace, all those different pieces of armor, and it breaks them down into principles so that when I elaborate on it, just exactly where the focus is. You need to deal with your mind. The helmet of salvation is about the mind. What are you thinking most of the time? How is your thinking leading you to greatness? How is your thinking leading you to future more problems? Your breastplate of righteousness, that protects the heart. Many people don't know it, but men hurt too. Men cry too. We don't want to talk about those things, and men don't want to talk about them, so they suffer in silence. And that becomes a big problem. And then women are like, why are you always so mad? Why are you always so distant? Take some time to observe. Or men take time to analyze yourself so that you know that there's some things going on that you need help with. Yeah. There's no problem these days of talking about we need to go to counseling. No problem these days of talking about we need therapy. You'd be a fool if you think you could handle those all by yourself. Thank God for God and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That's me. Somebody may have a different foundation of faith. God bless you. I approve of it all. My whole thing is that don't think that you can navigate this world all by yourself and continue to make the same mistakes and never get help to acknowledge what your issue is. And it's all in that book.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you brought that element in there, which I wasn't really expecting, because I was actually getting ready to talk to you about it says that you actually utilize everything from sports to history, as
Yeah.
as well as politics and pop culture. So you also include the spirituality in there. So yeah, that makes it a little more intriguing. How do you use all those elements to bring out the what it's called, pulling out the greatness in man, step by step? How do
Yeah.
you incorporate all of those?
Well, you try to. It's a lot of information that you try to incorporate that you have over the years. Like I used to love me some boxing. Muhammad Ali used to be my man. Sugar Ray, that's when boxing was boxing. Tyson, knock him out. And so I incorporated one chapter, I think it's chapter 3, where I'm talking about the belt of truth, your pants, about the belt of truth. That's the spirituality. But I also say how Martin Luther King had to prepare himself. And after he had prepared himself, he gained the belt as the heavyweight champion of the world. So comparing those two, the belt of the world as a result of a fight, you had to go through something in order to be the man that you are. And comparing it to the spiritual belt that God wants us to wrap around ourselves so that we don't get into problems. And I use this particular chapter to talk about sexual problems that we get into. If we don't keep our belt on or let our belt drop in the wrong place, we end up in trouble. We end up in problems. And so the spiritual aspect is there, not literally, but the spiritual aspect is there to compare it to an actual champion who, once you got the belt, you've overcome some things. Once you got the belt, you fought to get some places. Same thing with the spiritual belt. You got to fight to keep that belt up so that you're walking and doing the right thing. So you try to incorporate all these different aspects in order that, people can relate. It's all about being relevant.
Yes, what you said earlier is definitely key when it comes down to penis discipline. You know what I'm saying? Which a lot of men lack. You know what I'm saying? And that could be
in trouble.
Usually that's the main thing that'll get you in trouble. Like, what I'm saying? Richer for broke, you know what I'm saying? Lack of discipline and that
discipline.
All right. So what are some of the theses of some of your other books? I mean, I don't want to move away too far away from 10 Steps of Man. But some of the other writings that you actually came about. You was talking about Nina once again.
Free Nina. Yeah. Free Nina is I call it a social justice romance book. When I was writing it, and it's based loosely on my life in college and me being a college activist because of the injustices and the discriminatory nature. I went to a majority white college, university now, and we had a lot of trouble on campus when it came to that's an old cover copy, but we have a new cover. We had a lot of trouble on campus when it came to African American Studies department. We had a lot of trouble when it came to just hiring a Black professor. It was difficult. This is the late 80s, 90s, and we had a lot of trouble in those areas. So I basically took the activism in me and put it together in a story and show how there's racism on campus and sexism by Black men. We can be sexist too. So we put those intersectionalities together in a diverse way, but at the same time, allowing the issue to come to light. And the continuation, the first part is more about the college and the injustices and the activism. I talk about, how we had to protest a lot on campus in order to get
what were some of the injustices that you were seeing in college that made you want to get in to become an activist?
Yeah, like I said, not one Black professor. Yeah, one Black professor in the art department, and he was tenured. You had Black professors come through, but they weren't tenured. So we wanted tenured Black professors on campus, and our fight resulted in victory because we ultimately got an African American professor in African American studies, and he ultimately became and religion. He was African, and he was religion and African American study, and he ultimately got tenure. And it was still a struggle even after that. But that, and then just getting the African American Studies department at the time, it was very difficult. I mean, you teach all this white culture, you teach sociology, good, we like those. but we want to know about some history. We want to know about some readings that we can have in order to give us further information as well as documentation as college students about another degree that we can obtain. And those were big challenges at the time. Administration would promise us things, but as students, we're only there for 4 years. You're only on campus for 4 years. So they can make promises and promises every year. Yeah, they'll let you go to the meetings to interview the black professors. Yeah, we're going to get this, but they wear you out because they know after 4 years, you're going to be gone. They're not going to do what they said they were going to do. And the next class has to pick up the fight. And many times they don't, because not every class that comes in after it have activists. So it becomes a challenge, but we were able to succeed in a lot. And the book, Free Nina, loosely, like I said, it's not fully detailed in terms of the whole thing, but the basis of it, or talking about activism and all of that is there. But it really ultimately is 3 books. We haven't finished the whole thing, but I haven't put out the second and third. But it ultimately leads to injustices outside, and then it goes into the Rockefeller drug laws that killed so many or incarcerated in the 1980s and 90s. So many of our brothers and sisters. So it moves from the college campus to the Bronx, where Free Nina is about a sister who's college educated, college degree, but get caught up in the system because of a brother selling her drugs or planting drugs on her.
Oh yes. A
lot of people. That's a movie right there, Doc. That's a movie.
Yeah, that's a lot of people's story, yo.
So when it's out, that's a movie right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're gonna go back to the to the 10 steps of man. Would you consider that first of all, how long have you had this book out?
Since 2019, and then COVID kind of killed things. So 2019, and we were doing good, and we had to pause. So 2021 we upgraded, and 2023 we upgraded. So I say about 4 or 5 years.
Okay. So have you what have there been? What are the responses that you actually received from the men that actually read the book?
Oh yeah. There's tears, lots of tears. Like I just told you with the father situation, that affects a lot of men. When we go into discussion, I do a lot of workshops around it. I got like about 50 questions that I ask men, and we elaborate on it. There's knowledge about the social and political issues that we discuss, because one section is about community and how each person affects another person in community, and how we can do better by our community. So there's a lot of discussion.
Okay.
Then we have another discussion just on the biblical context of things, how it relates to our own personal lives. So when we do our workshop, there's a lot of interaction. There's a lot of brothers wanting to say their piece, explain their experience. Some have gone into corporate America, some gone to jail, so you get diverse perspectives.
Okay. Now your author central station. Are you currently, how many authors are you taking on currently that are utilizing your services?
Yeah, right now, well, there are a lot of signed up. So we have about 50 something that signed up. We just opened up in March, so the site just started. I'm sorry, in September. We started in September, so it's constantly building, and they're signing up. For the month of December, we do have some authors that are lined up to be at the mall. We're transitioning our site right now, so if anybody gets on it, they get a little discouraged, just keep going with it. We're remodeling it, and we've got funding to do so and upgrade it, so it's going to look really good. It takes it from one step to the other. YouTube didn't start out how YouTube was. Facebook didn't start out how Facebook was. All of them are remodeled and revamped and upgraded over time, and that's what we're doing. So we came out in September with one version. Now we're upgrading it, but you can still sign up and everything. But our process and our image is going to look much better.
Okay. Now, how does an author, a would-be author or a local author, get in contact with you to utilize your services and get involved with your services? As well as
they could
as well as the consumer.
Okay. Yeah, they could go to authorcentralstation.com. That's our website. It's up, and if you're an author, press the button for author. You could upload your books as well as your image and create a profile. And there's certain books that we screen before we allow them to be sold in mall, but every book can be sold on the site. We don't discriminate there, but it's certain malls will not accept certain books. You know, the climate that we're living in, you got to be real careful these days, but we try to push as many through as possible. If you're a reader, you could get on the site and you could connect actually with the author. This is the only site where readers and authors can actually talk to each other. They can reach out to each other. Thank you for your book. I enjoyed it. And the reason for that is because if you go to a mall and you purchase something from any one of the stores, they have to have a return policy.
Okay.
And we created a site where we have a return policy. Well, most people are not going to return a book, but they may want to reach out to the author and say, I want another book, or I really loved your book. And the author, being that they're independent, they can connect with them. They can talk to them. And then they could also meet them in malls, wherever you want to be. If you're in a mall, you can meet that person in the mall and talk to them. So they let you know when they're going to be around. It's about in-person, getting back to the in-person and getting back to allowing people to talk to each other and connect with each other and continuously communicate with each other even after that. So it's a good site. It's a great site. A lot of investors are looking at it now, and we expect to expand it even more to more states, more places, and even out of the country. Yeah, one thing I've learned is that when we connect with one mall, they own about 6 or 7 other malls. You know what I'm saying? There's no one mall independent of itself. I've connected with malls, and they're like, when you going to bring it to Massachusetts? We have a mall out there. Right. On Long Island, when you go to Westfield Mall, there's a Westfield Mall also in England. So if you get Westfield Mall on Long Island, you got Westfield Mall in England. So now automatically you're international. So we're working, with different ones to make it possible in a mighty way.
Okay. Well, where? Well, you already gave me that. They don't have to get the personal information. They can get you on the site. They get you on at the site. So
and they go edwardmulrain.com for the books, authorcentralstation.com for the site.
What was that again?
Edward Mulrain, my name, Edward Mulrain for the books, edwardmulrain.com if they wanted to check out any one of the books, and then authorcentralstation.com for the website for authors and readers to sign up.
Okay. All right. We're gonna wait for Al to pull that up so the people can see that. edwardmulrain.com. Yes, sir. And definitely appreciate you coming through. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
And definitely, I want you to come back because I want to, I'm gonna take a look at a couple of your books so we can have a conversation about your books as well.
Absolutely, man. Anytime you're ready, and I appreciate you just giving me this opportunity and this time. Really, 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 really appreciate that.
No doubt. Shout out Tyrone Love for setting this up.
Yeah, Tyrone, my man. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look at these pictures right quick.
Those are the ones, from selling the books, right?
Yes, sir.
That's nice the way y'all do that. It's nice.
Yes, sir.
And she's an entrepreneur. She's a big entrepreneur. That was in church. She's a big entrepreneur, really big. She does a lot.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go through these photos and Access Radio with DAVON Franklin. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
All right. God bless. Peace.
Peace.
Welcome back to DPE Takeover Radio. Caller, you are on the air.
Yo, can I hear the new Reezy?
Sure, I got you. The new Reezy coming up. Sit back, take a shot of cognac, lay the top down and ride out. New Breezy the Life coming up now on DPE Takeover Radio.
I'm in the Silverado, switch it up to the Lambo. She wanna get it poppin' like a nigga is Rambo. She wanna give me samples like we walking through Costco. Been in a bit of for Reezy, there's no Roscoe. Clear bottles, got me on wobble, hoppin' Diablo. Red lights stick like the green, don't try to follow. Motto, got my money up, no lotto. Baby Bobby, what she cop, my plane headed to Cabo. Spread it like a taco, I put beef in the middle. Me metaphorical reels, they pay me 1,000 fiddles. A little, I need a kilo that moves at its own place. Blessed from the game, from the bay, I hail ace. Taste for a little bit of fame to go crazy like Smokey off of AD Blunt on Friday. Amazed what your boy Breezy say, I call plays. Give me the mic, I'm taking DPE up all the way like. It be the money, it be the hoes. They got me in this life I chose. And I can't stop now, I'm pushing a hard mouth. Cause me and Brooke have never been close. So I'm gon' grind, baby, and I'm gon' shine. Cause you ain't got yours, don't hate on mine. Stop being late and try to be on time. Be on time, still wouldn't get you there before me. You bum niggas is dumb niggas geeking off thee. Go get your own dollars. You wanna plot on me? Don't holler at a bitch till you heard she easy. Man, a bitch better move mountains to please me. Man, a bitch better carry fountains and feed me. Cause I'm the type of nigga when I leave, she needs me. And use a broke nigga waiting on her check. Begging for a couple hundred, then demand respect. Get your life in check, get your hustle right. Make it mean on the block or get a 9 to 5. Stop hating on the next nigga getting his guap. Why you playing mad and he out there running the block? Why you think a bad one passing? She don't wanna talk to a nigga in the hood smelling like asphalt. Then you call her a bitch, I guess it makes you feel better. Then she walks straight to me and has me all the chatter like. It be the money, it be the hoes. They got me in this life I chose. And I can't stop now, I'm pushing a hard mouth. Cause me and Brooke have never been close. So I'm gon' grind, baby, and I'm gon' shine. Cause you ain't got yours, don't hate on mine. Stop being late and try to be on time. Be on time, still wouldn't get you there before me. If you believe you still achieve. A lot of times we don't believe where we came from. I didn't mean to make you wait this long, but you can't rush greatness. Let's get this clear. I wasn't the first one to show you this grown man shit, but after Deuce Pay showed up, shit ain't never been the same since. Let's go. It be the money, it be the hoes. They got me in this life I chose. And I can't stop now, I'm pushing a hard mouth. Cause me and Brooke have never been close. So I'm gon' grind, baby, and I'm gon' shine. Cause you ain't got yours, don't hate on mine. Stop being late and try to be on time. Be on time, still wouldn't get you there before me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome back to the community. Music right now. Did you hear that yet? It's been a minute, man. So yeah, without further ado, we got a long list right here. So we're gonna get into this young lady by the name of Yaya Diamond from the Red Hot Entertainment label. This song was inspired by her missing her mother, and she just turned it into a regular love song. So hopefully y'all feeling this record right here. It's called Dancing in the Rain. Right here on Did You Hear That Yet? Community Megabytes with DAVON Franklin on IAXIS Radio. Let's go.
The thunder rolls in, the sky turns gray, echoes of laughter are fading away. Each drop that falls, it whispers your name. In this empty space, nothing feels the same. Dancing in the rain to hide my tears. Will it be days, or will it be years? Dancing in the rain, hoping you'll find your way back. Dancing in the rain to hide my tears. No, I can't shake the notion, no, that you'll come back to me. like the sun breaking through, setting my heart free. Just one more day in a world that feels so wrong, reminding me softly where we both belong. I close my eyes tight just to feel you near. Puddles on the ground, how I wish you were here. As the clouds dance in the night, the sun slowly breaks. You know I've been standing here, standing right here, dancing in the rain. Will it be days? Will it be days? Oh, will it be? Oh, will it be? Hoping you'll find your way back. Hoping you'll find your way back. Dancing in the rain. Oh, to hide my tears. Hide my tears.
Dancing in the Rain, Yaya Diamond. Yes. Beautiful record, like that. Feeling that. Got a nice little bluesy edge to it, like that. Next record we're going to get into is a song inspired. Actually, this record right here is a touching tribute that celebrates the love, strength, and guidance of fathers everywhere. We finally get a record, fellas. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Miss Angel Monet gave us a record. You know what I'm saying? It's called Daddy, You're Amazing from the Rossi Records label. This is Miss Angel Monet right here on Community Megabytes on IAXS Radio. Let's go. amazing. I like that. Nice. The record we're going to get into right now is by two gentlemen right here. You know what I'm saying? From the BSE recording label. You know what I'm saying? They got this new smooth record coming for you. You know what I'm saying? Giving you all this good soul. You know what I'm saying? This is... Hold up. This is Darnell Alexander and Omar Wilson. I'll give you my all right here on Community Megabytes on IAXIS Radio. Let's
There's something I want to tell you. More like something I'm gonna give you. Listen. There's nothing I wouldn't do, 'cause I want you, I need you, I desire you, and you're the only one on my mind. I would place no one above, I would give you all my time, yeah. Been holding out for the real. I don't hold anything back. I'll always tell you how I feel. Yeah. And there's nothing in this world that you don't deserve. I'll give you everything you need, baby, and that's my word. I'll give you my all. You didn't have to ask. That's the people you will love. You shake it when I touch it, and you know never leave. I'm your knight in shining on. Girl, you know I got you, yeah. So glad you chose me. You're amazing, babe. You're my golden lady. On one knee, I'll be only for you, babe. Only for you, babe. I'm giving you my all. I'll give you my all. Everything you need. I'll never let you down. You're the one for me. You're the only one. I'll give you everything. Everything you need. For me, someone like you, yeah. I'm there to let you down. Don't you worry, I'm out of things. No, always be around.
Donnell Alexander and Omar Wilson. I'll give you my all. Oh, that's a smooth record right there. You know, right here on Community Megabytes. Did you hear that yet? Yes. The next record we're gonna get into right now. Yeah, hey, Maggie Ray's back. She returns with another hit. This time she is done and she is moving on. From the Grooves Master label, this is Maggie Ray moving on right here on Community Megabytes on IAXIS Radio. Let's go.
Yeah.
Was that Maggie Ray right here on Community Megabytes? Did you hear that? Yeah, that was smooth. I like that. That was slick. So the next record we're going to get into the holiday spirit. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give you a little bit of Christmas vibes, you know what I'm saying, from lady Shayla Dunn. She got My Grown Up Christmas List from the Platinum Vibe 2.0 label right here on Community Megabytes. Did you hear that yet? On IAXIS Radio. Let's go.
I don't need a box with a shiny bow. No golden watch. Christmas great. This is my grown-up Christmas wish. Give us courage to stand as one, to mend what's broken under the sun. Let's be more than pleased. Let's take root in the cycle and grow. Christmas list. That's great. This is my grown-up Christmas Christmas.
List, Shayla Dunn. Yeah, man, she keep knocking out them bangers right there. You know what I'm saying? The next record we're gonna get into is Rocky Sandoval. It's Not My Fault. Well, no, it is my fault. It's my fault. You know what I'm saying? From the Biengo City Music Box label, we got Rocky Sandoval. It's My Fault right here on Community Megabytes on IAXIS Radio. Let's go.
Said it on these days. Sorry to see you on my wheels. Girl, don't you, baby, throw away the keys. Put your bags back, no, baby. Couldn't take you, leave. Cause I can't tell you.
My fault. Ricky Sandoval, right here, Community Megabytes on IAXISRADIO. I was feeling that. You feel that slow, mellow, smooth R&B vibe that's coming across right now, just in time for the holidays. And we ain't gonna stop right now because right now we're gonna get into the new record, a nice, slow burning, seductive return of my man Tank. Song's called Control from the R&B Money BMG label. We got that for you right here, Community Megabytes. Did you hear that yet? On IAXISRADIO. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna do this. Oh, yeah, yeah. Ain't no talking back. I'm on that. Know you like when I got. I know you'll leave something. Take a ride. Show my inside. Knowing I'm in. Knowing I'm in. When I think some do. When I think you know some more. You got my attention, don't lose. I just want you to use. This could be a up for you. Finally me up, don't snooze. That's you, I do. There are rules I gotta be in. Know you like I got. I know you'll see us. Take a ride. Show my mind inside. Knowing I'm in. Knowing I'm in. Tighten up. Going up. Light it up. You'll be cleaning up and I'll be wiping up. And that bottle's slicing up. Taking on you. I'm breaking on you. Baby, when I talk, ain't no laying on you. You like the knock out. I know you'll leave something. Take a ride. Show my mind inside. Knowing I'm in. Knowing I'm in.
Tank, Control, Smoothed Out, right here. Did you hear that yet? No, you just did. Okay, the next record we're going to get into is, hey, my man's back with another one. This is Andre Ward from the Gallery Entertainment Orpheus Enterprise label. One Wish. We got that for you right here. Did you hear that yet? Community Megabytes with DAVON Franklin on IAXISRADIO. Let's go. Smooth. The next joints we got a double play from a young lady that I had the pleasure of interviewing. You know what I'm saying? I had to, we back in the holiday spirit, so I want to get her play and be on the lookout for her independent film, Pressure. This is Sinaj, and the records are Santa Baby and Only on Christmas Day. We got that for you right here. Did you hear that yet? Keep you in the Christmas mood right here on IAXIS Radio. Let's go.
Stuff. Baby, just looks like one tree for me. I've been all good girl since baby, and every day down the chimney tonight. Oh, yeah. Since baby, you're tipsy for the ROKU, like blue. I'll wait up for you, dear. Since baby, and every time that you treat me tonight. Think of all the fun I missed. Think of all the business that I haven't kissed yet. I could be just as good if you check my Christmas list. Say, baby, I want it really this time. I've been an angel all years. Say, baby, just until the chance me tonight. Won't you come and trim my Christmas tree with some decorations that's from Tiffany? I really do believe in you. Let's see if you believe in me. So sexy, baby. I got some engine with me. Just hurry down the chimney tonight. Down the chimney tonight. So hurry down the chimney tonight. Hurry down the chimney. Just hurry down the chimney. Baby, it's Christmas time, look in the sea. Yeah.
was Sinaj, Santa Baby, and Only on Christmas Day. And that will conclude our show for today. You know what I'm saying? Tune in next week for another episode of Community Megabytes right here on IAXIS Radio with your host, Dave. Appreciate everything. Lane, you know, for coming in and talking with us. You know, saying about the book, the 10 step of man. Also, I'd like to thank my brother for tuning in, for coming in and contributing on Point of Contention, and we're gonna continue to bring you more right here, Community Megabytes on IAXIS Radio. Live, love, life. Take care of each other.